Hey, so I was thinking for our next video, we should do one with non-alcoholic drinks.
You mean mocktails? I mean, who wants to drink a mocktail?
I mean, lots of people. There are people who don't like to drink, there are pregnant people, there's kids, people on medications.
Oh, okay. The thing that you have to understand about that is that none of those people are me. I need alcohol.
Really? Because, I mean, after last week, I wouldn't have thought you want to touch a drink for a while.
Oh yeah, forgot about that. You know, it's funny because actually thinking about cocktails now just makes me want to hurl. Still though, we need to do something with cocktails, right? We're a cocktail channel after all.
Yeah, but look, I'll make you a deal. Okay, let's do this non-alcoholic drink video, and then you can shoot a take making whatever cocktail you want.
Yeah, that's a deal.
All right.
All right. Now I just need to think of a cocktail that I can... Think of a cocktail? No.
Hey, welcome to Make Better Drinks. I'm David, and today we're making non-alcoholic drinks, or mocktails. And if you're a home bartender, you've got people coming over, you're making drinks, but you probably have some friends that don't drink alcohol, and you don't want them to feel left out when you're making drinks for everyone else. So it's a good idea to have a few of these recipes in your back pocket. So we're gonna make a few of these, and then we're gonna taste them and talk about how they differ from alcoholic drinks, besides the obvious, but also talk about how they're really good drinks in their own right. So let's make some drinks. Okay, let's make our first cocktail. This one is called a Temperance Grapefruit Collins. And as the name implies, it's based off of a Tom Collins, but we're replacing the gin with some fresh grapefruit juice. So really simple recipe, 2 ounces of grapefruit juice, 1 ounce of lime juice, half an ounce of simple syrup, and a couple of ounces of soda water to top. So I'm gonna start making the cocktail, and I'll talk a little bit about it as I do that. So beginning with an ounce of lime juice. Gonna squeeze this in. And one of the main ingredients of a good non-alcoholic cocktail is citrus. It's the thing that adds some brightness, some acidity, a bit of sourness, and otherwise you're really just making kind of a big glass of juice. So adding some citrus to the cocktail is a really good starting point for making one of these non-alcoholic drinks. So that's 1 ounce of lime juice. And I'm going to follow that up with just a half ounce of simple syrup. In a regular Tom Collins, you would use a little bit more simple syrup, but because the main ingredient here is grapefruit juice, we don't need quite so much of it in this case. But I'm going to add the grapefruit juice now, and I squeezed this out before the video. Normally I squeeze these out during the shoot, but as you can see over here, my grapefruit is a little bit bigger than my hand press, so I had to use one of these old school reamers to get the juice out, and that really just doesn't look good on video, so I did that ahead of time. You can use bottled grapefruit juice if you want, but really the fresh squeezed stuff is a lot better. We did a video on the difference between fresh squeezed citrus and bottled citrus, based on lime juice in that case. So you can check that out if you want to see sort of what we think about that. You'll find that video linked right up here. So next I'm going to add my ice and give this a shake. All right, so I shook that for about 12 seconds, and now I'm going to grab a Collins glass out of my freezer and top this up with some ice. Now I'm just going to strain out this cocktail, and I use both the Hawthorne strainer as well as the fine strainer just to get out any ice chips that might have broken off while I was shaking. Finally, I'm just going to top this off with a couple ounces of soda water. I did up a little garnish earlier. I really just grabbed a slice of grapefruit and a nice cherry and put a pick through it just to make this look extra nice. I'm going to drop that in, and then I'm just going to add a straw. And there we have it, Temperance Grapefruit Collins.
Okay, that's enough of that. That's enough. It's time to make some real drinks. Give me that apron. Hi, I'm Dave, and welcome to Make Best Drinks. And today we're going to make a drink with lots of alcohol in it, because that is the proper way to make drinks. All right, so let's get started. First, I have my shaker here, and I guess that we need a glass too. Let's get one of these. Look pretty good. All right, and then we're going to just add some, whatever this is. Looks vaguely alcohol-y, so we just pour some right in there. Oh, that's a lot. Probably don't even need that really. So we've added our first liquor, which is yellow, and that is a traditional liquor color. Green is a little untraditional, you know, you need to add a little uniqueness to it. And this is melon, and everybody loves melons. I know I do. And that is not coming off. Okay, so next we will add some absinthe. And absinthe is in a bottle, and if you just pour some in there, so ooh, that's making interesting looking swirls. And to make some freshness in here, we need to add some grapefruit juice, which is going to look great when I just kind of squeeze it out. And oh my god, that is not great. That probably looked really bad on video, didn't it? That's fine. It's fine. I can save this. So I actually also have this fine ruby port that I enjoy. So a little bit of that will add a nice splash of color. Oh yeah, look at that. And then we just need to mix it somehow. There we go. Oh, can't forget our ice. I like to use these big cubes of ice because that's what's in the fridge. So there you have it, a delicious cocktail full of delicious alcohol. I'll drink to that. Oh, oh no. Never mind.
Okay, for our next cocktail, we're making a resolution buck. And a buck is really just any cocktail that combines lime juice with ginger beer or ginger ale. Normally, of course, it would have spirit in it, but we're leaving that out in this case. And you know, this is a cocktail that I found from The Educated Barfly, which is a really great YouTube channel. I learned a lot, and you know, if you don't follow his channel already, I'd recommend you check it out. We'll put a link in the show notes. But you know, this is a really simple cocktail. It's just an ounce of ginger syrup, an ounce of lime juice, some mint leaves, and a couple ounces of ginger beer. And you know, the only ingredient that you might not have available to you is the ginger syrup, but that's something you can just make at home. I in fact just made this last night. It's really easy, and again, we'll put that recipe in the show notes so you can make it yourself. But I'm gonna get started here. I'm gonna grab maybe 6 or 8 mint leaves and just add these to the bottom of the mixing tin. And you know, mint is just gonna add a really nice kind of refreshing component to the aroma and to the flavor of this cocktail that'll just make it stand out a little bit more than your average drink. And then I'm gonna add about an ounce of this ginger syrup, and you know, this is gonna add some bite to the cocktail, which again is just gonna make it, give it a lot of depth and complexity that it might not otherwise have. I'm just gonna give this a quick muddle. When you're using mint like this, all you gotta do is press down kind of gently with the muddler, trying not to shred the mint leaves, because then all those shredded mint leaves will get into your drink. Then finally, I'm going to add this ounce of lime juice. And you know, this is just kind of a natural flavor pairing. So lime and ginger and mint, these all work really well together. And you know, all combined, it's going to create a cocktail that has about as much depth as a drink that would have alcohol in it, and the same kind of complexity. So someone drinking it might not even know the difference. So there we go. 1 ounce of lime juice, and then I'm just going to add my ice and give it a shake. So next I'm going to grab another Collins glass out of my freezer. Again, it's always nice to chill your cocktail glasses before you use them, keeps your drinks extra cold. And I'll add my ice to this glass. Then I'm just going to strain. Then I'm just going to top this drink off with some ginger beer, and you can kind of do this to taste. I've found that about 3 ounces or so is pretty good for me, but if you try the cocktail, this is a really easy way to adjust the flavor by adding a little bit more or a little bit less of the ginger beer. And then just to top things off, I'm going to grab a few of these sprigs of mint just to make kind of a nice garnish for the cocktail. Strip off a few of these leaves at the bottom so they're not sort of floating around in the drink. And I just like to give it a couple of slaps. It helps to sort of release those flavors, those aromas. Pop this in here. And add the straw. And there you have it, Resolution Buck.
Boy, I cannot tell you how excited I am for some non-alcoholic drinks at this point.
Well, you came to the right place, because we got them.
All right, so what do we have?
So up first is the Temperance Grapefruit Collins.
Oh, Temperance, eh? As in the temperance movement?
I mean, one would assume.
Oh yeah, that's like a grapefruit punching you in the face, essentially.
Yeah, I mean, when I think about how this tastes compared to something like a Tom Collins or anything else with alcohol in it, you know, you really taste the grapefruit kind of front and center. And it's nice because we used fresh grapefruit in this. We didn't use some packaged grapefruit juice, which I think really would have detracted from the cocktail. In particular, because there's no alcohol. It's really just depending. I mean, all that's in this cocktail is just grapefruit juice, lime juice, sugar, and a bit of soda water. So you're really going to taste it if any of those components are not very good.
Oh yeah, for sure. You definitely want to use fresh juice, but it tastes like it's more than the sum of its parts, put it that way, which is also the sign of a good cocktail in general.
Yeah, and it's not just like a lemonade or something like that. Like it's actually, it's quite tart, maybe even more tart than I was expecting for the drink. But the tartness is really welcome because it doesn't taste like a glass of juice. It tastes like this really interesting kind of citrus forward, sharp, acidic, bright cocktail.
Yeah, if somebody gave me that, I would be totally happy, you know, even if I was expecting alcohol. Number two. So this is really a totally different direction. This is a Resolution Buck and features ginger beer along with some lime and ginger syrup and some mint. Sweet. Yeah, it has a really great mixture of the punchiness of the ginger beer, but it's more than just ginger beer because it has another layer of ginger on it, which is really interesting. So it's like multi-dimensional, plus then the mint in there. It's adding a nice undertone to it without, you know, overpowering it. And what else is in there? Lime? You can definitely taste something citrusy, yeah. Mm-hmm. It's like it all blends very well together in like, it's part of the problem with mocktails that I found is it can be one-dimensional. It's like, you know, you have a glass of orange juice and like, okay, there's a little bit of tartness to it and a little bit of sweetness, but like, it's orange juice is orange juice, right? Someone gives you orange juice with like a cherry in it. Like that's lame. But this is like, this could stand up to any cocktail.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, to me, it kind of reminds me of like a cross between maybe like a mojito and like a Moscow Mule or something like that. I mean, it's got like the mint from a mojito and the lime, but also the ginger from a mule. And yeah, just everything combines so well. I was a little worried, to be honest, that the ginger syrup plus the ginger beer would just be too much ginger in the cocktail. But yeah, I mean, it's like it's different levels of ginger, like you were saying.
Yeah, it's like it's the ginger beer and the ginger syrup both have ginger flavor, but it's subtle how they're different from one another. It's like when you have two people singing together, like harmonizing with one another. It's the same kind of tone or the same kind of sound, but there is a difference. It feels like more layered and more depth to it, and that's exactly what those do. I would not like take out or substitute either of those two ingredients for that cocktail.
Yeah, which is why I think the fresh ginger syrup is really important in a drink like this. And again, it's really easy to make. We left the recipe in the show notes. And I encourage you to try it. It's an excellent syrup. I use it in all kinds of stuff, but here, just that really nice kind of tingle in my throat, combined with everything else that's going on, and the mint really plays a super nice role in this. Like, I can taste it.
Oh yeah, it's like I was saying before. It adds a lot of complexity. It makes it really interesting. If it were just like two different types of ginger, it would still be a little bit flat, but you get the mint to like really brighten that up and add that a little bit of a zing to it. The same thing with the lime juice. Like, you're just going through and trying to identify all these different flavors that you're tasting at the same time, and it's a really wonderful tasting experience. It's something that you really want to just kind of sip on and enjoy, which is, you know, the hallmark of a good cocktail.
Well, so what do you think about mocktails now?
That is a disrespectful term. They're non-alcoholic drinks, and they are not to be besmirched. I love them.
So there you have it, a couple of really nice non-alcoholic drink recipes, and hopefully that just gives you some ideas for how you can make your own non-alcoholic cocktails at home, so you can make better drinks. So thanks for watching, and let us know in the comments what your favorite non-alcoholic drink recipe is. And don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.